The 1970s brought us some of the most creative and unique cartoons, filled with quirky characters, wild adventures, and plenty of Saturday morning fun. But many of these animated gems have faded from memory. Join us as we revisit 20 forgotten cartoons from the 1970s that deserve a second look. 1. Sealab 2020.
This is Sealab 2020.
Long before underwater exploration became a recurring theme in pop culture, there was Sealab 2020. This Hanna-Barbera cartoon took viewers to an advanced underwater research facility in the year 2020, a future that felt distant and exciting in the 1970s. The show followed Dr. Paul Williams, his family, and a diverse crew as they tackled environmental crises and explored the ocean's mysteries. With themes like pollution, overfishing, and marine conservation, it was ahead of its time, blending adventure with meaningful lessons. While it only lasted one season, Sealab 2020 set the stage for later revivals like the satirical Sealab 2021. For those who grew up watching it, the mix of futuristic tech and undersea escapades made it unforgettable. 2. Devlin. Inspired by the daredevil stunts of Evel Knievel, Devlin was an action-packed show about a traveling stunt motorcyclist who performed dangerous tricks by day and solved mysteries by night. Protagonist Ernie Devlin was a courageous and kind-hearted performer who traveled with his younger siblings, Todd and Sandy, as part of a carnival. What set Devlin apart was its focus on family and morality. Each episode ended with a lesson, teaching kids the value of teamwork, honesty, and perseverance. Though it only ran for a single season, its thrilling action sequences and heartwarming moments left a lasting impression on viewers who wanted to be just as daring as Ernie. 3. The Funky Phantom.
And that funky phantom ghost, it's funky phantom time!
Imagine Scooby-Doo with a Revolutionary War twist, and you've got the Funky Phantom. This quirky show followed three teens, Skip, April, and Augie, and their dog, Elmo, as they solve mysteries with the help of a friendly ghost named Jonathan Wellington Muddsy Muddlemore. Muddsy, who had accidentally locked himself in a clock during the Revolutionary War, was accidentally freed by the gang in modern times. Along with his ghostly cat, Boo, Muddsy became an integral part of their adventures. The show's mix of historical reference, slapstick humor, and spooky but fun mysteries made it stand out in the crowded Saturday morning cartoon lineup. While it might have borrowed heavily from Scooby-Doo's formula, the Funky Phantom brought its own brand of charm and whimsy to the screen. 4. Jabberjaw. Imagine a world where a 15-foot talking shark is also the drummer of an underwater rock band. That's Jabberjaw. Set in a futuristic oceanic society, this Hanna-Barbera classic followed Jabberjaw and his band, the Neptunes, as they toured underwater cities and stumbled into wild adventures. Jabberjaw, with his Curly Howard-inspired voice and knack for comic relief, was always at the center of the chaos. Whether it was battling underwater villains or evading danger with his trademark phrase, "I don't get no respect," the show's blend of slapstick humor, catchy music, and futuristic settings made it a standout in the 1970s. While its premise was quirky, Jabberjaw captured the free-spirited, experimental vibe of the decade and remains a nostalgic gem for anyone who grew up with Saturday morning cartoons. 5. The New Adventures of Gilligan. Based on the hit sitcom Gilligan's Island, this animated adaptation brought the familiar castaways back to life in cartoon form. The New Adventures of Gilligan stayed true to the original show's comedic charm, following Gilligan, the skipper, and the rest of the crew as they navigated life on their deserted island. Each episode delivered the same slapstick humor and lighthearted hijinks that fans of the live-action series loved, with a fresh animated twist. Whether it was Gilligan accidentally ruining another escape plan, or the professor coming up with wild inventions, the show kept the spirit of the original alive. Though it only ran for 2 seasons, it brought new life to the beloved characters and gave younger audiences a chance to fall in love with the story of those 7 stranded castaways. 6. Goober and the Ghost Chasers.
It's Goober and the Ghost Chaser!
If If you loved mystery-solving teens with a talking pet, Goober and the Ghost Chasers delivered all the thrills. Goober, a lovable dog who could turn invisible when frightened, joined a team of ghost hunters to investigate spooky cases. Unlike similar cartoons, this show featured actual ghosts instead of crooks in disguises, adding a more supernatural twist. The Ghost Chasers' adventures often included guest appearances from real-life celebrities of the time, like the Partridge Kids, which gave it an extra layer of fun for fans. With Goober's goofy antics, the team's daring investigations, and plenty of eerie moments, Goober and the Ghost Chasers balanced humor and scares perfectly. It may not have been as famous as Scooby-Doo, but for those who watched it, it was just as thrilling. 7. The Super Globetrotters. What happens when the Harlem Globetrotters gain superpowers? You get the Super Globetrotters. This cartoon turned the iconic basketball team into a group of crime-fighting superheroes. Each Globetrotter had a unique power tied to their personality, like turning into liquid, stretching their bodies, or even producing gadgets from their afros. Together, they took on wacky villains and outlandish schemes, all while maintaining their trademark basketball antics. The show combined action, comedy, and sports, making it a hit with kids who idolized the Globetrotters. Whether they were saving the day or dazzling with their trick shots, the Super Globetrotters brought fun and flair to Saturday mornings in a way only they could. 8. Inch High, Private Eye.
The world's biggest little detective, Inch High.
Meet Inch High, the world's smallest detective, literally. At just 1 inch tall, this pint-sized investigator solved big cases with the help of his niece Lori, her boyfriend Gator, and their dog, Braveheart. Inch High's tiny size often made him the underdog, but it also allowed him to sneak into places no one else could, giving him an edge in the sleuthing game. Whether he was tracking down thieves or thwarting villains, Inch High's blend of humor and ingenuity kept viewers entertained. The show's lighthearted tone and quirky premise made it a perfect fit for the experimental spirit of 1970s animation. 9. The Amazing Chan and the Chan Clan. Based on the famous detective Charlie Chan, the Amazing Chan and the Chan Clan followed the legendary sleuth and his 10 children as they solved mysteries using clever gadgets and teamwork. Each of the Chan kids brought their own unique personality and skills to the group, creating a dynamic family unit that was as fun to watch as the cases they cracked. With humor, action, and a touch of cultural heritage, the show stood out in the crowded mystery cartoon genre. The Chan Clan even had a band, performing upbeat songs that added to the show's charm. While its run was short, its mix of family values and detective intrigue left a lasting impression on fans. 10. Clue Club. Clue Club. If you were a fan of mystery-solving teens and talking dogs, Clue Club offered a delightful twist on the formula. This show followed a group of 4 teens, Larry, Pepper, Dee Dee, and Dot, as they tackled strange cases with the help of their 2 canine companions, Woofer and Whimper. Unlike other mystery shows of the time, Woofer and Whimper didn't just tag along, they bickered constantly, adding a comedic edge to their investigations. The mysteries were filled with classic twists, and the team used gadgets and sharp wit to solve them. While Clue Club may not have reached the fame of Scooby-Doo, its unique humor and charming characters earned it a place in the hearts of fans who tuned in on Saturday morning. 11. The Roman Holidays. What if ancient Rome had all the quirks of modern suburbia? The Roman Holidays answered that question with hilarious results. This animated sitcom followed the Holiday family, Father Gus, Mother Lori, and their kids Happius and Procotia, as they navigated life in a bustling Roman city. From dealing with their landlord, Mr. Evictus, to Gus's job at the Colosseum, the show was packed with clever anachronisms that parodied 1970s culture through a Roman lens. Think the Flintstones meets the Jetsons, but with togas and chariots. While it only lasted 1 season, its lighthearted humor and creative setting made it a fun and unique addition to the decade's lineup. 12. Speed Buggy. Imagine Scooby-Doo, but swap the talking dog for a talking dune buggy and you get Speed Buggy. This lively cartoon followed a group of friends, Tinker, Debbie, and Mark, who traveled around solving mysteries and competing in races with their trusty car, Speed Buggy. Speed Buggy had a lovable personality, complete with sputtering speech and a knack for saving the day. Whether they were chasing down villains or navigating treacherous race courses, the show combined adventure, humor, and a touch of mechanical charm. Speed Buggy captured the thrill of racing while delivering the kind of lighthearted fun that defined Saturday morning cartoons in the 1970s. 13. Wheelie and the Chopper Bunch. Anthropomorphic vehicles were all the rage in the 1970s, and Wheelie and the Chopper Bunch added a mischievous twist to the trend. Wheelie, the lovable little red car, was always getting into adventures while dodging the antics of the Chopper Bunch, a gang of troublemaking motorcycles. Each episode revolved around Wheelie outsmarting the gang, often using clever tricks and his trusty horn that could do just about anything. The humor was slapstick and lighthearted, making it perfect for kids. While it may not have been as big as other vehicle-centric cartoons, Wheelie and the Chopper Bunch had a quirky charm that revved up Saturday mornings. 14. Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kids. A teenage rock band by day, secret government agents by night, Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kids was a perfect blend of music, mystery, and action. Led by the charismatic Butch Cassidy, the band included Wally, Steffi, Marilee, and their genius dog Elvis. Together, they solved crimes and thwarted villains using high-tech gadgets and quick thinking. The show's mix of groovy 1970s vibes and spy thriller excitement made it stand out. With catchy tunes and daring missions, Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kids captured the imagination of viewers who dreamed of living a double life as rock stars and heroes. 15. The Barkleys.
Through and through. 'Cause they're the Barkleys.
Think All in the Family, but with dogs. The Barkleys was an animated sitcom about a working-class family of anthropomorphic dogs navigating everyday life. The father, Arnie Barkley, was a gruff but lovable cab driver who often clashed with his family's more progressive ideas, especially his eldest son, Roger. The humor was sharp and relatable, reflecting the social and cultural shifts of the 1970s. While it was short-lived, The Barkleys stood out for its witty writing and unique take on the classic family sitcom formula, just with floppy ears and wagging tails. 16. Valley of the Dinosaurs.
The Valley of the Dinosaurs.
What happens when a family rafting trip goes terribly wrong? You get Valley of the Dinosaurs. This adventurous cartoon followed the Butler family, John, Kim, Katie, and Greg, along with their dog Digger, as they were swept through a time portal into a prehistoric world. Trapped in a lush valley filled with dinosaurs and primitive tribes, the family befriended a cave-dwelling family, Gorok and his kin, who helped them navigate the dangerous environment. Each episode was a mix of survival lessons, dinosaur encounters, and heartwarming teamwork. With its blend of action and family dynamics, Valley of the Dinosaurs was a thrilling escape for kids dreaming of prehistoric adventures. 17. Josie and the Pussycats in Outer Space. After winning hearts in their original series, Josie and the Pussycats took their musical escapades to a whole new level in outer space. When their spaceship accidentally launched into the cosmos, Josie, Valerie, Melody, and their bandmates found themselves on intergalactic adventures. Along the way, they faced alien villains, explored strange planets, and of course, performed catchy songs. The show mixed sci-fi excitement with the charm of the original Josie and the Pussycats, offering a fun twist on a beloved formula. With its funky tunes and imaginative settings, Josie and the Pussycats in Outer Space was a cosmic treat for young fans. 18. The Adventures of Gulliver. Inspired by Jonathan Swift's classic tale, The Adventures of Gulliver reimagined the story with a young protagonist named Gary Gulliver. Accompanied by his loyal dog, Tag, Gary washed ashore in the tiny land of Lilliput after being shipwrecked. Together, they navigated the challenges of living among the miniature Lilliputians while searching for Gary's missing father and a hidden treasure map. The show combined swashbuckling action with heartfelt moments, making it a unique and adventurous addition to 1970s cartoons. For kids who love tales of exploration and bravery, The Adventures of Gulliver offered a fantastical escape. 19. CB Bears. CB Bears was a wacky and unique entry in the 1970s cartoon lineup. This Hanna-Barbera series followed 3 talking bears, Hustle, Bump, and Boogie, who worked undercover as crime fighters while driving a garbage truck. The show was part of an anthology format, meaning each episode featured multiple segments with different characters, but the bears were the main attraction. With their quirky personalities and knack for solving mysteries, the trio brought plenty of laughs. The bears even had a CB radio, a nod to the CB craze of the 70s, adding a contemporary flair to their adventures. Though it's often overshadowed by more famous Hanna-Barbera cartoons, CB Bears was a fun and funky show that captured the zany energy of the decade. 20. Yogi's Gang.
Well, everybody, let's join Yogi's Gang.
We're on a trip with a wacky ship.
Yogi Bear wasn't just Pick-a-Nick Basket obsessed in the 1970s. He was the leader of Yogi's Gang, a cartoon that brought together dozens of Hanna-Barbera's most beloved characters. In this series, Yogi captained a flying ark, carrying classic characters like Huckleberry Hound, Snagglepuss, and Boo Boo as they traveled the world teaching kids moral lessons. Each episode tackled important topics like honesty, kindness, and environmental awareness, giving the show a wholesome and educational twist. Despite its short run, Yogi's Gang was a treat for fans who loved seeing so many iconic characters together in one wild and adventurous setting. Which of these forgotten cartoons do you remember, or did we miss your favorite? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more nostalgic trips through the past.